Hello, guys. Welcome to the channel. I am Shane Davis, 20-year comic book veteran. I'm here with Yanzi, and today is the day we are coming to you with some news about the comic book industry and what looks to be an accusation of a Me Too situation, kind of, sort of. We're going to get into it. Ed Piskor of Cartoonist Kayfabe has came up on some allegations, or I don't know what you would call it, like some DMs that came out.
So we have Ed Piskor here, part of the Cartoonist Kayfabe duo on YouTube. Now, earlier, this is a very strange thing. Earlier, this channel went completely empty, blank. Everything was gone. Okay. Now it came back up. I would say maybe it came back up maybe in the past hour or so. So right now it's about 12:30 in the morning. So I have no idea what caused them to revert and go back on this. But more damagingly, Ed Piskor's account is kind of mute. So who knows? Now he has an amount of time where he can undelete himself. That's fine. But it seems like he's been accused by a young lady of trying to groom her, I guess. So the DMs came about where basically this girl, she's 17 years old, and he liked some drawings by this girl. Now it goes on to say that he calls her things like a naughty girl. He's like, oh my gosh, she's only 17 and stuff. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong in those statements exactly to say, oh, you're only 17 or oh, you're a naughty girl. But I think there's something very wrong, though, if you're going to say, hey, come down and see me when you're nearly 40 and that chick is only 17. It's like something is slightly off, you know?
Now, I am going to stick to the concept that he is innocent until proven guilty, because we've covered this on the channel before, but these things really catch fire and move super quick. So again, messing around with his YouTube channel, privating or canceling his Twitter, whatever the hell that is, there's a reason to kind of like lock everything down really quick before everybody dogpiles you, which is about to happen. We're going to get into that. But the full story hasn't even really unveiled itself, correct?
Mm-hmm. I mean, at this point, this is just allegations that are being dropped. Now, you must remember that it's very easy to accuse people of things, only to find out that, oh, wait, there's actually more context to this further down the road. All right.
Right.
So we have, of course, people's favorite SJW, Alex Kempe, straight away jumping on to say, all I want is for young women to be able to draw and post their work online and not be immediately be descended upon by sad older comic dudes who can't get anyone else to beat that in the hope that they can bamboozle the fresh meat into giving them the time of the day. I cannot emphasize enough how pervasive it is. Literally, every young woman who enters the comic industry as a writer or artist goes through this. Some creep comes along to try to mentor her. It's so exhausting. Most of the creeps go away when you tell them to, but some girls really do think they're being mentored and or are afraid to make the enemies. Ladies, just block them. They cannot keep you out of comics. Nobody has the unilateral power to blackball you out of the industry. Alright, so it would be great if all these people took this advice, because what happened was that there was this case 3 years ago with Warren Ellis. A lot of good women came out and said that, oh, through his private website, his private forum, I was groomed into thinking that he would give me job opportunities and stuff. And Alex Kempe just laid it out for you guys. No, you don't actually need to go through a man to be able to get into the industry because he can't blackball you. Interesting concept. The big issue here with the Warren Ellis thing is that he didn't technically groom anyone. See, to groom someone, you would usually use the term on children. Anyone who's under the age of consent who cannot really be legally held responsible for anything. And it turned out that all these women he allegedly groomed are all in their 20s.
Right.
20s, ladies, you can vote, you can drive, you can drink, and you are still being groomed by a man. Look, it's okay to say you've been bamboozled, as Alex Kempe said. You've been bamboozled, that's fine. But you were not groomed by him.
Correct. And I mean, this is like a thing where the power dynamic is really what they're trying to angle here, is somebody at a higher point of power, not necessarily age. Now, in the case with Ed here, that might be the issue. It may not. I have no idea. Like, don't want to touch that exactly, even though we're touching it. With the case with Warren Ellis, it wasn't even about age. It was actually about power dynamics. His clout, I guess, for another term, or his veteran status as like a writer, maybe his editorial contacts, that was leveraged in a way against women that wanted to be comic book writers. And maybe if they answered his wink and smile, that they would get somewhere with their careers, which is a really foolish thing for women to fall for that if that is the case. But look, in the case of Warren Ellis, he basically got canceled. Whether he did something illegal or not doesn't really seem like there's anything illegal with what he did, but nobody's hiring him. Nobody's really printing his stuff, and it is what it is. Is this a thing that just keeps happening in the American comic book industry? Look, comic book creators can be guys that are shelled in at home. They don't get out that much. They don't have much human interaction, and they end up looking for online interaction, and that leads to one thing to another. But we've seen this happen before with people like Chris Hardwick, who was accused and Me Too'd, and through an investigation was cleared, but not before he lost a prominent TV show and panels he was supposed to be hosting at SDCC, correct?
So the issue with the Chris Hardwick thing is that the moment his ex-girlfriend came out with allegations of abuse and all that, everyone was quick to jump on and say, yeah, I noticed this dodgy interaction when I was with him and so on and so forth. So much so that the guy had to go dark. Everyone threw him under a bus. And here it is, AMC here, we know because we know American corporates love to be sued, right? So they went and did this very extensive investigation on him, and they found out, actually, there's nothing very damning about what they're saying that he did, or any proof of what he did even. So they let him back onto the job, but not until like weeks or months after the allegations first surfaced. So guys, what we're trying to say here is that allegations can ruin lives. And at the same time, we want to say, sometimes you have to take allegations seriously enough to say, okay, maybe we need to step back, look at this person's history, but we cannot immediately excommunicate them and say, oh, they did everything wrong. You must say, let's look at all the evidence and let somebody in a position of power to do the investigation and not be like judged by his own peers and stuff before all the evidence comes out, is what I'm trying to say, basically.
The problem really stems with how quick social media moves right now and how heavy consequence it is. Accusations pile up by the numbers. All of a sudden, everybody steps away from you and you're radioactive. Even if you are proven innocent, doesn't matter. The damage is done. Your name's been dragged through the mud. And I guess I would call this kind of like a court of public opinion. Some people call it cancel culture. But people should step back and look at the situation and let things kind of come out, however bad they may be. Let all of it air out and make calls then. Anyways, if you guys will, please hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification. Also, if you guys would consider, please back our campaign, Axcend Level Up. It is up for a little bit left as we're getting ready to go to print. $110,000 if you guys want to check it out. 9livescomics.com. We have ready-made books also in our store that ship out the next day. And we will catch you guys again with another video. Take care.
I dream of a world carefully crafted, beautifully flawed. This is Axcend. In this game of life, there is one thing that determines a victor. A player's ability to grow. A player's ability to evolve. A player's ability to survive. My name is Dog. Choose to play. Choose to upgrade. Choose to level up. Choose to Axcend.